My name is Dr. Mark Bayley. I work for Australian Wetlands Consulting. My kind of area of interest, and I guess you could say specialty, would be urban and agricultural stormwater. So looking at all the water pollution that comes from the catchments that we all live in. One of the key things that I do is really looking at natural-based treatment technologies, and that's kind of looking at how can we redesign our landscape in a natural sense, so not using concretes and bricks. How can we use plants and soil and rocks to facilitate kind of natural treatment processes that are occurring all around us, but maybe they have been lost through development, be it urban or agricultural development, and trying to kind of fit those back into the landscape. I've got a really strong affinity with wetlands. Essentially they are a really shallow dam that's dominated by lots of vegetation, and water flows through there, and all the birds and the animals and the microbes, or the little microscopic animals, actually do a really good job at treating the water, be it from an urban situation or agricultural setting, and there's many situations where constructed wetlands are used to treat our municipal wastewater, so all our wastewater that are sourced from cities. A really exciting emerging technology is what we call a bioreactor, and that's essentially just a trench in the ground full of wood chip that's flooded with the water that comes off a sugarcane paddock or a banana paddock or any kind of agricultural paddock, and that water that may or may not be elevated in nutrients will pass through that kind of trench full of wood chip, and it'll just undergo treatment through natural processes. So we're not adding anything, we're not dosing anything, and it's really just treating things naturally every day of the year, all the time, with very little intervention. The Wet Tropics MIPS project, so the Wet Tropic Major Integrated Project, it gets a bit of a mouthful. That's quite an amazing project which really has been driven by the community to attempt to fix the water quality issue that many places have in the wet tropics. So fundamentally the community have come up with a plan and a project. Rather than being prescribed to from government, the community have gone, this is what we want to do as a community and this is how we are going to implement it. In the last 2 to 3 years there just seems to be this kind of groundswell and push and interest and excitement around how these technologies can be applied, especially in the agricultural sector. You know, they are relatively cheap to build. People do understand them. We don't have to have pumps and valves and power and highly trained engineers there to work them. They are systems that farmers can manage and potentially build themselves. So hopefully in another couple of years we can develop some guidelines and some do-it-yourself manuals where we're not designing them, the farmers are designing them, and that's where I think we'll get a lot of runs on the board, where we just get this whole big kind of groundswell of people building and designing and implementing these systems around the landscape, and be it constructed wetlands or bioreactors or sediment basins. They'll all be geared towards, let's just get the hydrology working a little bit more how it used to. Let's engage that water with vegetation, and let's get those kind of processes that were occurring once upon a time, let's get them occurring again on a farm level as opposed to a catchment.